New York, 1970.
One day I got a call from Shorty, and he told me he was going to pick me up, and Carmine wanted to see me, Carmine Persico. So we got in the car. His nephew came with us, I believe. And we went down there and got out, went over to Carmine Persico, who was in the club. He took us outside, shook my hand, and he told me that there's a situation. He was going to give me a contract to do something. Then he told me about this guy who has this washing machine type of factory where they sell these commercial dryers and washing machines to these places that are gonna open up businesses. And this guy was banging somebody's wife. He told me he wanted me to go there and give this guy a terrific beating. He explained, you know, certain things he wanted me to do. And then he told me, then I want you to take his ear off and bring it back. I said, okay. We shook hands, we left. I got in the car with Shorty and I said, bro, for real? He wants me to take the guy's ear off? That's what he said.
For the first time ever, Sammy the Bull Gravano tells his story. This is our thing. BENSONHURST, Brooklyn, 1959.
My family basically were hardworking people. My mother was a seamstress. My father was a painter, couldn't paint anymore. And they got a small little dress factory and they would make clothes for a Jewish contractor from Manhattan. I help occasionally. When they're gonna ship clothes out on a Monday, I go there on a Sunday night. When they make the dresses, they have threads hanging and stuff, so I clip the threads, put plastic bags over them, get them ready for shipping on Monday. I mean, they worked 6 days a fucking week. 3 or 4 nights a fucking week they would go in and work nights. So I went in and helped on occasion. So one day I was there and I was in the back clipping the threads and putting the plastic bags over the dresses that were gonna go out. And the door opens up and there's 2 guys come in. They end up being 2 union delegates, Irish guys, big guys. And I hear them getting loud with my father. I don't do much. They don't see me, but I sneak on the side a little bit and pay attention to what's going on. And I hear them telling my father, you're not union. You're breaking the rules. You have to be union. If you don't have an envelope for us, the next time we come in, we'll break your legs. We'll fuck up the whole place. We're coming back tomorrow to straighten this out and pick up an envelope. Otherwise, you got a problem. They're threatening him. My father doesn't look like he's nervous. Doesn't look like he gives a shit, one way or another. So I don't react. I just stay there quiet and I listen. That night, I went back with the Rampers. Jerry Papa was the leader of the Rampers. I told Jerry Papa what happened, what I overheard. The guys are coming back tomorrow. I'm going to take a couple of the guys. They'll stay with me in the back. If they do anything to my father, we'll come out. We'll just bust them up. He opens up his jacket, and there's a gun. He says, Sammy, don't do that. Take this. Take it out of my waist. They hit your father, shoot them in the fucking head. Call me up. Then we'll come down with a couple of guys and we'll get rid of the bodies. I never killed anybody yet in my life. I never did something to that degree. I was nervous with it. But the thought of them coming in and beating my father up, I took the gun. That next day, I had that gun in my belt. That same area with the dresses and the bags where they didn't see me. I was thinking. My heart was beating a little faster. I was nervous. But I was going to kill these two motherfuckers. If the minute they raised their hands, I was going to come out blazing. I heard the door opening up, and I put my hand on the gun. I pulled the gun out. I took a couple of deep breaths. I was ready. They were going to go. And I hear the strangest things. Mr. Gravano, why didn't you tell us? You don't have to, don't worry about the union. I can't believe my ears. I don't even know what the fuck I'm listening to. What happened when I break your legs? What happened that he don't have a fucking envelope? Why don't you tell us that you know Suvido? Why didn't you tell us? And I hear my father say, he's my gumbara. But why didn't you tell us that? Here, they're giving him a card, their card in the union. If anybody ever comes here and bothers you, asks you about the union, give them our card or call us up. Don't worry about nothing. And just before they leave, please, Mr. Gravano, don't forget, tell Sophie that we were here and what we said. And my father's nodding, okay. And they leave. I come out, the gun is back in my waist, my jacket's over it. I said, Dad, what was that? He says, they got big mouths. I went to my gumbara, Suvido, and told him what happened. And he probably talked to them. Suvido, I knew he was my father's gumbara. I've seen him a couple of times. A little guy like my father, but skinny as fucking, a good wind could blow him the fuck over. What the hell was he gonna do against these two fucking monsters? How could they have that kind of fear for him? He's a lightweight. I find out later that Suvido is a made guy. Comes from Sicily. He's a made guy in Sicily in the United States. And he's got a reputation and a half. He's a shooter. That made me understand the power of the mafia. You could be that intimidated over this little skinny old man. Wow. I understood it. But I told my father that night, if they didn't do that, I had this done. I had this covered. What were you gonna do? I opened my jacket, I showed him the gun. My father never hit me in my life. He came close that night. We don't do that. I told you, we go to honest people. We don't do things like that. Give me that fucking gun. He took the gun. He was hot as a bastard. I eventually got the gun back from him. I told him it wasn't mine. Now I had to give it back. I got the gun back and I gave it to Papa. So that was like one of my first encounters. Well, I always knew those guys on the corner, what they were, bad guys, our bad guys, all that stuff. But this was mind-boggling to me.
New York, 1968.
We had the address of the place now and what he looked like and who he was, and that you would go into this little store, there was a big counter. You go to the counter and you talk to him about buying washing machines and dryers. So I wanted Tommy to do all the talking, and I said, you do the talking, tell him we're opening up a place, and when he hands you a pamphlet of stuff, pull it towards you so that he leans forward and you point to something, so he has to lean forward to be able to see what you're talking about. I had a blackjack, and I'll whack him in the fucking head. So we went, it was out in Long Island, and we went there, and as planned, we went in and, you know, walked around the store a little bit, and then when he came out, we went to him, and Tommy started talking to him and telling him, we're opening up this place, and we'd like to see some stuff. Do you have pamphlets? Could I see it? You know, so you could explain to me. And the guy took out a pamphlet, looked like a big menu type of thing. And he's explaining his stuff, and Tommy did what he was supposed to. He pulled the thing close to him and pointed to something. The guy leaned forward, and I cracked him a good shot right on the side of the head with the blackjack. He was a big guy. He went down, screaming, yelling. I jumped on top of the counter, and I was gonna go over and see if I could get his ear. He was grabbing onto the counter. His fingers were on the tip of the counter, and he was trying to pull himself up. So to stop him from doing that, I whacked his hand with the blackjack so hard that one of his fingers went flying. I actually knocked his finger off. By the time I jumped over, I took a peek to see where the finger was, and these guys in the factory were running towards the front. There was a bunch of them, 4 or 5 of them. It was just a regular doorway to come out, and it seemed like they were all crowded there. The one guy who was coming through the opening, I smashed him in the face with the blackjack. He started screaming. They probably didn't know if he got shot or hit. They didn't, whatever it was, the guy was bleeding like a sieve. And they backed up just a little bit, enough for me to jump back onto the counter. And we ran out of the store and took off. I didn't have the ear, and I didn't have the finger. So I said, did you see what happened? To Tommy Spiro. The finger? Yeah. Yeah, fucking thing went flying in the air. Probably caught the corner of the desk. I didn't actually mean to do that, but it happened. I said, you think I'm in trouble now? Well, what? I don't have the ear, I don't have the finger. I mean, I got orders to take the fucking ear. I think I could have got away with it if I took the finger, but I couldn't get it. I didn't know where it was, where it landed, and the guys were coming out. I saw them. Well, we went back to Brooklyn, and he called up his uncle, Shorty, and he explained the whole thing, what happened. I talked a little bit. We stayed there a while, and he says, okay, let's go downtown. Carmine Pushko stayed down around Carroll Street, downtown Brooklyn. So we drove down there. We got there, Shorty walked in first, called Carmine, and Carmine came out with Shorty. I was standing outside, and he came over. And I didn't know what to expect. And he laughed a little bit. What happened? I said, the story, just like I just told you. I told him what happened. And I said I couldn't get the ear. The guys in the back were coming out. I mean, I would have had to fight 4 or 5 guys. I hit one of them in the face, and I said his finger came off. I jumped over the counter. I tried to grab the finger, but I couldn't. I didn't see it. I couldn't get it. He started laughing. He says, I already know. exactly what you did. I got somebody in that plant. And I know the whole story. The guy's in the hospital. They're going to put his finger back on or do something with the finger. And he was laughing. You did a great job, Sammy. I took a deep breath. It was like he was happy. I was happy. I didn't have to cut his ear off. I didn't have to grab the finger. So we were all happy. Got back in the car and left. It was things like this that made Carmine look at me differently. My first piece of work, my first murder was with them. He knew I did it. Now this, and a bunch of other things. Every time I had a beef, I came out pretty strong with the beef, and he was happy with me.
Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, 1957.
They bought a bike for me, a Schwinn. It was a classy bike. It was expensive. And my father, the first thing he told me, he says, take care of the bike. We don't have a lot of money. I can't buy you another one. Take care of it, and stuff like that. One day I went to the corner grocery store. I left my bike outside. When I came out, it was gone. Somebody robbed it. It broke my heart, and I didn't even want to tell my mother and father that I lost the bike. My friends one day, a couple of days later, whatever it was, yelled to me, Sammy, down the block near the fruit and vegetable store, there's a couple of kids, there's your bike over there. I hurried, ran down the block, and there it was. I grabbed the whole of the bike, 2 kids, both of them older than me, had the bike, and they wanted to keep it. End result, I held on to the bike and started fighting with both of these kids. They were older. When you're that young, a year or two makes a big difference. And I was fighting my ass off. I was getting beat up a little bit, but I was fighting for it. Across the street from that fruit and vegetable store were those guys who were dressed and playing crap in the street and talking to police cars. Street guys, mafia guys. I don't know which one was made or which one wasn't, but they were mob guys. One of them came across and grabbed me and the bike and, what's going on? He seemed to know who my mother and father was and sisters were. So I said, this is my bike. They stole it. I'm taking it back and, all right, calm down. He questioned the kids a little bit. They seemed to get a little shy. They know they stole the bike. They said, but we got it, it's ours. And the guy told the kids, go get your fucking father. If it's your bike, go get your father and bring him over here. They got a little scared. He chased them. They ran away. One of the other guys across the street yelled to him, what's going on over there? He said, listen, this is Katie and Jerry's son, Sammy, right? Yeah, that's my name. He said, look at him. He fought these kids off to get his bike back. He's like a little fucking bull. That name stuck like glue. All my friends was calling me Sammy the Bull. Later on in life, when cops were looking for me, they would come around and ask for Sammy the Bull. That name stuck. I hated it at first, but I've had that nickname all my life.
New York, 1971.
Well, we had this crew under Shorty, and this guy, Ralphie Ronger, was around us. And he got killed. One night I was in Shipshead Bay in a bar, dingy little bar. Most people don't go there. It's not crowded at all. So I'm there with this guy, Johnny Rizzo, was a main guy in the Gambino family. I was friendly with him for a long time. We did a lot of robberies. We did a lot of things with him. And so I knew him real good. Louis Melito was there. Mike Gumbada Ali Boy was there. This guy, Mikey Mozzarella, was there. There was a few other guys there. A pretty big guy, comes in with a woman. And they go stand on the bar to the other end. Like I said, it's dark, it's dingy. Rizzo pats me on the shoulder and says, I think that woman's looking at you. And I tell him, come on, John. Because we break each other's balls and, you know, she's not looking at me. And we're going to say something. The guy's going to say something. Here we go again. Another fight. Come on, stop breaking balls. Nothing said. We just keep going on with it. Sure enough, Louis Melito tells me, I don't think he's fucking around, Sam. This girl can't take her eyes off you. Oh, you're going to start too? No, she's looking at you. Do you know her? I can't barely see her. And I'm looking. No, I don't know her. I don't know this woman. And she's with a guy. Let her look. What's the big deal? The guy gets up and he's going to the bathroom. We're not paying attention again. She gets up and she starts walking towards us. And Rizzo says, look, she's still looking at you. She's coming over. Go see who she is. Go say hello or whatever. So I start walking towards her. When I get close to her, I look at her. She's got blonde hair, all blown up, a short mini skirt. They weren't that mini back then. This is, back then it was real short. High heels. And I look at her, and I can't fucking believe it. It's Ralphie Ranga's wife. He's just dead a week or two. And I look at her and I said, what are you doing here? And who's that guy? She said, Sammy, life goes on. Life goes on? Yeah. He's not even cold yet. You can't wait a while? She said, Sammy, I could get rid of him. I know the way you used to look at me. Me? Looking at you? Get the fuck away from me. As I'm really ripping into her, I'm so fucking mad. This guy starts coming out of the bathroom. My friends see him coming over. He's a pretty big guy. They all get up. They're ready. That's us. We're ready. When something's going to happen, you're in trouble with all of us. But they get ready. The guy comes over, he's a little nervous. What's the matter? Nothing's the matter. Get this fucking cunt, get her out of here. While you can, get the fuck out. He grabs her, they get up, they leave. The next day, I come home, and my wife is hysterical, crying. What happened? She said, Ralph Spiro called me up. You try to make Ralphie Ranga's wife? Get the fuck out of here. I didn't do that. Who told you that? Ralph. He said, Junior's gonna kill you for what you did. Carmine Persico. He told you that on the phone. Yeah. Stop crying. This is a very technical life that I'm living. Tell me exactly what the fuck he said. My wife don't lie for shit. She said it exactly the same way. Okay, relax, relax. I go in the bedroom, I go in the drawer, I get my gun, put it in my pants, go in my car, and I'm on my way to Ralph's house. This is Shorty Spiro's brother. When I get to the house, I go to the house. Usually I would walk into the house. It's like, that's how we were, like Goodfellas. I would just walk in. But I rang the bell. I had the gun out, and behind my back slightly, right by my ass. So as soon as he came to the door, I was gonna shoot him. But he didn't come to the door, his wife, Ann, came to the door. Hey, Sammy, what's up? Nothing, listen, something came up, I gotta talk to Ralph, it's very important. Do me a favor, just tell him to come to the door. No, he's not here. Did something happen? Because he left a couple hours ago like something's wrong. No, Ann, there's nothing wrong. And I just tell him I was here. And I turn around, not a full turn, a half a turn to walk away, and she sees the gun. A quick glance of it. But she obviously tells them that I came to the house looking for Ralph with a gun. The next thing I get is Johnny Rizzo comes to talk to me. He says, you're set up for an appointment. There's a whole story that came out about this that's not true. You're gonna get hurt. There's a bunch of guys there. You're gonna get the beating of your fucking life. They're really gonna bust you up bad. You went with a gun to Ralph's house, bro? Yeah. They're gonna break every bone in your body. Don't go there. What do you want me to do? Go on a fucking lamb? I gotta go there. They're my people. Where would I go? I always thought I would die early in life or go to prison. It was a reality for me. I've seen it in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, over and over and over again. And I just took it as part of the life. If I fuck up, I'll go. Maybe I'll go with somebody's girlfriend or something and go. There's so many ways to go. I stopped worrying about it. I just lived my life. I tried to be honorable, not to lie, not to cheat, not to double-cross people, and do the right thing. Now, when they told me to go in the street or go on a murder, I did it. I wasn't worried or concerned. It's part of the life. I had to do it. Going into that meeting, knowing I was going to get hurt, it was part of the life. I understood it. I said to myself, I hope I just live through this fucking thing. And if I'm really, really maimed, I hope I die.